Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video I thought I would attempt to vlog another trip to TK Maxx. It's been a good while since I've made a visit to TK Maxx, and the last time I did go I did actually document it, and that video appeared to be quite popular, so thought I would attempt it again. I think when I went last time it was midweek, whereas today I'm attempting it on a weekend. So that's why I thought I would start the video today at home, just in case when I get to the car park it's really busy and I don't really want to get my camera out and talk to myself in the car. So I'm filming this bit now just in case, but hopefully it's not too busy because the weather's not the best here at the moment. So I'm hoping that people are kind of staying indoors and no one's attempting to go to the shops. So let's see how we get on. So I pulled up to the car park, and as suspected it was really busy. I didn't think I'd be able to do sort of voice recording while I was in there given the noise and things, so I did suspect I would be doing it as a voiceover. But I apologise now, my camera work isn't the best because there were a lot of people kind of in my way when I was trying to film, so just bear with me as best you can. I thought I would start in the handbag section as it is the closest to the door, and I am on the lookout for a new work bag. I do want a crossbody bag ideally. I tend to go for kind of black bags, but there were quite a few nice tan bags that they had. I did quite like this one, even though it was a bit different. They then had a few beige coloured ones. I did really love this one. It was like a two-tone kind of orange and then a mustard colour, and it was on sale for £16. It also had a zip inside, which I love, and I was so tempted to buy this, but it wouldn't have been big enough for work. I then had a little nose at the weekend bags, but nothing to my fancy. They did actually have everything colour-coded, which I've not noticed before, so all the kind of beige bags were together, all the black ones, all the yellow ones, which there was a lot of, and all the tan and brown ones were together, which was really nice to be able to just look at everything in a certain colour scheme. They did have a nice selection of purses available as well, but the purse I've got is fine, so I didn't sort of meander there for too long. I did like this bag as well because it was slightly different with the three tones of colours, and this one was £30, but it was quite nice. Then I spotted this one towards the back, which is from June, but this one was £40, which is a bit more than I like to spend on a handbag. Plus it was just a shoulder strap bag, not a over body bag. Then this one was quite nice, but again just a shoulder bag. I then spotted this one on the bottom, which I really liked. It was a nice dark grey kind of colour, and it did have a zip. It was £20, which wasn't too bad, but I didn't think it would be quite big enough for work to fit everything in that I needed it. Then I headed over to the makeup section that was on the sides, and there was a few little bits from Lottie London. They had these little kits which were £7.99 and each contained 3 products. They had a few different kits with different colour schemes and things in, and they look pretty good value. I've had a few hit and miss products from Lottie London, but I think for a nice little makeup starter kit they're quite a nice idea. Then they had a few palettes from W7. They had some on the top shelf as well. They had this Eyelure palette. And then I spotted at the back this Smashbox palette. This was a holiday kit. It's Click Your It palette. It had a eyeshadow primer in it as well, but there was no price on this one, so I'm not too sure how much it was. These were all the W7 palettes and a few other kind of cheaper branded palettes. I then spotted this one from Bareminerals, which was the Twilight Radiance, which I think was a highlight, bronze and blush, which was £12.99. Then they had this little one from Revlon, which was £3.99. And then on the next section there was a couple of eye-catching palettes from the Beauty Works. These ones had a kind of holographic thing on them, and these were £4.99. And then the bottom shelf had something from Monica Dar and a brush set. Then they had these really sparkly ones, which look really pretty, but I've not heard of the brand, to be honest, so didn't look into them too much because my eye was caught from these Covergirl mascaras. I've had these in a basket on Amazon for so long because I did not know we could get Covergirl in the UK. I've just never seen it here before, and the fact that they were £3.99 as well was really good. They did have the 3 variations here, and I was definitely going to pick one of those up. I just didn't know which one to. They had a few things then from Dr. Pawpaw, but that was while I was just thinking about which colour of mascara that I wanted to get. In the end, I went for the green one because that said it was a kind of mixture thing, whereas the purple one was volumizing, and I think the orange one was also volumizing. I do prefer lengthening mascara, so that's why I thought I would go with the green one, because it looked like it was kind of lengthening and would be a curling mascara. So definitely wanted to pick one of them up. Kind of wish I'd just got all 3 to try them out. Then I had a look at the different tools they had. They sometimes have a few different brush sets here from like Real Techniques and things. They didn't have too much on offer today. A couple of false eyelashes, which I always look at, but I'm never going to wear them, so I don't know why I'd ever purchase them. They had a few different brushes and sponges and things from a couple of brands I hadn't heard of, and then more stuff from like the Beauty Works and things. This was the only set that I'd seen from Real Techniques, which weren't brushes that I needed, so I skipped over that one. I then spotted they had a couple from e.l.f., which is usually the case. They did look like they were just eye brushes at first. Then a few more things from kind of Brushworks and things, and Eco Tools, which again is a regular occurrence. But I was drawn back to the e.l.f. brushes because I spotted a face brush at the back. This was the powder brush, which was just £2.99, and I've gone to purchase this a few times when I've shopped online, but it's usually, I think it is £6. So because it was only £2.99, I thought I'd give that a go. Then had a little nose through the skincare, but didn't really look too closely because I've got enough skincare. But there's that crazy Dr. Jart skin mask that I got in Glossybox months ago, and I've never got around to using. Packaging slightly terrifies me. They had quite a few things from Nippon Fab, which is a brand that I've tried quite a lot and do like things from. So I would be tempted when I do run out of that stuff and I'm looking for more to just go and have a look and see what I can get in there, because the prices are a lot cheaper obviously. But other than that, I just kind of glanced over the skincare, didn't look too deeply into it because I knew I don't need any more skincare. It was just in case anything caught my eye. I do like that they split it out into sections, so this was the serum section. They then also had the moisturiser section and things, so that is really helpful if you're looking for something specific. I was quite tempted by that glycolic acid treatment, but again I think I've got more than enough skincare, so decided against it. But quite a few things from Nippon Fab. I then spotted this No Wrinkles Night Repair from This Works. This one was £14.99, which I think is about right for the This Works things, but again, too much skincare on the go, so I decided to give it a go. They were all the moisturisers, and then at the end they had some sheet masks in the little middle section, which I don't recall that I've seen before. They were roughly all priced around sort of £1.99, £2.99, and because I do have a sheet mask subscription service, I do have a little backlog of them at the moment, so I didn't need any new ones, but thought I'd have a look and see if any caught my eye. Thought I'd have a little look in the hair care section because they had a large selection of Tangle teasers that did catch my eye. They had this really cute Minnie Mouse one, which was thinking along the lines of for my daughter. I then spotted these Invisibobbles, which I've only recently tried in her hair, and they've never worked in mine, but seem to work a lot better in hers. And then I spotted that they had a frozen Tangle teaser. I was tempted to get one, but I do just currently use a wet brush on her hair, and that works fine, so I thought there was no point buying a Tangle teaser. Didn't see anything that kind of jumped out at me in the hair care section. There was the Aussie style hair treatment, which I did like the look of, but I decided to give a miss because, again, as with the skincare, I think I've got enough kind of hair care things on the go. I then found the clearance section, which was a bit of a mess. They had quite a lot of the W7 palettes. They did have this Infallible L'Oreal blush one, but it looked like one of the pans was a bit smashed inside. And then they had this Kevyn Aucoin product, which when I went into the other section of makeup, I did find quite a lot of Kevyn Aucoin products. But this lipstick section in the clearance was just an absolute mess. I daren't touch it because there was just makeup absolutely everywhere, and there wasn't many things that were still sealed, apart from possibly this NYX lipstick. Everything else was just open and a bit everywhere, so I didn't stick around in the clearance section for too long. I then headed over to the main makeup table, but it was probably the barest I've ever seen it look. It was all kind of pretty much feeling sorry for itself as a clearance section. They had a few things from Makeup Forever. They had this Kevin Aquan lip set, which was a 4-piece set for $7.99. They then had quite a few products from Bareminerals, which all appeared to be in this limited edition like flower type packaging, but I think it was just their normal products. They had a couple of the Gen Nude liquid lipsticks. They also had a couple of the blushes, and then I think some of the highlighting products. I not long ago picked up a set of a couple of Gen Nude products, being a blush and a lipstick. I think I paid £15 for the set, so a bit cheaper than what it is here, even though the packaging isn't as nice, but at least I'm pretty much guaranteed that it hasn't been tampered with in any way, which is obviously the risk you take when you purchase anything from TK Maxx. I then spotted this product from Beauty Pie, which I believed to be an online only kind of subscription service product. Then they had this lip gloss from MAC. This did catch my eye, but when I opened it, it was actually a bright red. They then had this Makeup Forever, or box of a Makeup Forever mascara, which was down to $4.99, but I don't know where the actual mascara had gone. Then we had a few products by Nars, but there was actually quite a lot of empty boxes here. There was a couple of the lip glides and a couple of the lip pencils, I believe. I then spotted a couple more of the Bareminerals Gen Nude lip products, but they were just in the normal packaging, but quite a few of them were either ripped or opened or empty, to be honest. I then spotted this Nars Powermatic lip pigment, which was in the shade London Calling, and when I opened it up, it was a really pretty shade, so I did keep this one with me for now. I was actually being pretty closely watched at this point by the lady manning the makeup, so I decided to not properly open it up and have a look at it, because she had just told someone off for doing that exact same thing, so I just kept hold of it under my arm to look at when I got a chance. I spotted something else from the brand Beauty Pie. This is a brand that I did actually do a review on my channel a good year or so ago. I say it is a subscription service and you do have to pay monthly to be able to get heavily discounted items, but they are own brand, so it's kind of questionable how discounted they are, but what I tried wasn't too bad. They then had quite a few products from, I think it was Topshop Makeup. They had a few single eyeshadows and then a few other products further around the other side. They then had these Revlon lipsticks, but they were all in a kind of red shade, so not something I would generally wear. Then going round to the other side, they had quite a lot of the Topshop makeup products. I didn't even know Topshop did makeup, to be honest. I can't imagine that it would be that highly priced to begin with, but all these were marked down to $2.99. They then had this Laura Geller lip kit, which seemed like it had quite a few products in. Not a bad price for $7.99. Then this Pixie lip palette, which for a lip palette the pans are huge, and that one was $12.99. I then spotted this Missha Bb Cream. Anyone who is subscribed to Jessica Braun's channel will know that this is a favourite of hers, so I was quite excited when I seen this and thought I would give it a go. They did only have a couple of shades, so I went for what appeared to be the lightest shade, which was bright beige. They did only have 2 of each shade, and when I opened this one, it looked like someone had already pumped some of it out to obviously see the shade, but when I had a look at the other one, this one appeared to be fresh, so this is the one that I picked up. But I am really excited to give this a go, because I do like a sometimes more lightweight look in the summer. They then had this Kevin Aquan mascara, which was $12.99. They then had a few Burberry lip products, which I think were called lip velvets. These were $9.99, down from £25. I did have a look at some of the shade names, but the main shades I seen were peach and plum, which are neither really shades that I tend to go for, so didn't look into them too much further. That was another product from Topshop. And then they also had a selection of foundations from the Topshop makeup line as well. These were, I think that was $3.99. They also had a few more products from Bareminerals. This was the Invisible Bronzer, which was $9.99. And then they had a little duo, which is Invisible Light Translucent Powder Duo. I was quite intrigued by this one. It said it had a matte powder and then a kind of brightening powder, but the matte powder, it said it was for oily, and I'm not overly oily. They then had a couple of the Covergirl Clump Crusher mascaras, but these ones are more likely to have been opened up than the one that I picked up, so obviously passed over them. Then a few more kind of bits and pieces of random things. Then they had a few more lipsticks from Revlon. They had a couple more bullet lipsticks, but these all appeared to be a kind of dark red shade, a bit like the one round the other side. These were marked down to $2.99, but they all appear to be the same shade. This was a random lipstick, I don't even know what brand that was. Then they had some of the Revlon liquid lipsticks. I have been looking to possibly try one of these formulas, but they were all looked like they'd been opened or swatched or things, so I thought I'd steer clear of them. Then they had a couple of the Nippon Fab liquid lipsticks, and these are ones that I do quite enjoy. This was in the shade Brownie. It's a bit too dark of a shade for me, otherwise I would have picked that up because I do quite like that formula. Then they had these little liquid lipsticks, but I didn't recognise the name of the brand at all, so I just passed over them because there's quite a few. Then they had these Christian Breton, I think it was, lipsticks. Again, another brand that I've not even heard of before. I don't think I actually seen a single product from Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is strange because that's usually the kind of brand that there's the most of things there, but I didn't see anything like that. It was more unknown brands. I then spotted this lipstick from Becca, which was the collaboration with Khloe Kardashian and Malika. This was £38 down to $14.99, which I would have been intrigued to try, but it was a red shade, so again I passed over it. They had a couple of OPI nail polishes at the top, but no colours that drew my attention, so I didn't look at them for too long. But as you can just see the sheer emptiness of the products, so I gave up at that point and just headed over to the clothes to see if there was anything I could spot there. I'm not a massive fan of trawling through all the clothes, so I tend to just look at the ones by the front door. I did spot these really cute Disney jumpers. They had one with Minnie Mouse on it, and this was $14.99. And then they had a few other different designs. They had a Dumbo, a couple of Tigger ones, and then they did have another Minnie Mouse one at the back, which I quite liked because she has like a sort of flower crown on, so that one looked a bit different. I was really tempted to pick one of these up, but I don't honestly know when I'd wear it. I then spotted these long, sort of smart looking cardigan sort of blazer style things, which were $14.99. They had this really nice grey one, and then behind that they had a nice kind of blush pink shade one, which was a slightly different style, but they were sort of long blazer sort of cardigan feeling type jackets, but they were really nice and I was quite tempted. I then wandered over to the home section and they had a massive selection of different sized baskets. I did really like this kind of geometric designed one, which was $12.99, but I don't know what I'd actually use it for, which is why I didn't pick it up. But they are a really nice idea to maybe use as either toy boxes or clothes hampers or things like that, but they had quite a lot of different sizes. And then I did spot that they had some what looked like possibly toy boxes. They weren't quite big enough for what I'd be looking for, and they were a little bit too cutesy, but I really like the idea of the sort of chest, which would look nice in my daughter's room. She's just not a massive fan of anything sort of overly girly. This owl one was probably the one I was most drawn to. I then spotted this random set of Kellogg's lip balms, which was $4.99. Wandering through the toy section, I spotted this game. Why are most children's games about toilets or bogies or things like that? Why can't they just be about normal things like when I was a kid? I had seen online that they had quite a few trainers from the brand Barbie, and my daughter's just getting into Barbie dolls and things like that now, so I thought I would see what they had. They did have quite a few different designs, which I like most of, and they were either $9.99 or $12.99. Unfortunately, they didn't have a size in any of them. I did especially like these peach ones with the hearts on them, and these denim ones next to them as well, but both of them were one size or two sizes too small, so I had to leave them, but I did really want to pick up a pair for her because I thought she'd like them. I then wandered over to the sort of food and drink aisle, which I had not appreciated existed. They had quite a few different types of coffees and sort of sweet treats and things like that. I spotted these Stroop waffles, which I am a massive fan of, but I am trying to be good, so even though they weren't too badly priced for the amount you got in the package, I decided to give them a miss. And then I seen this rather bright looking popcorn, which I thought would be quite a cute little gift idea, and that was only £4, but again, trying to be good, so left that. And then they had some sort of healthy looking snacks and crisps. Because I spotted that they had coffee, I did wonder whether they would have any flavoured syrups, which is what I'm currently scouring the shelves for. And when I had finally given up hope, I turned around and was greeted by 3 shelves full of coffee syrup in every different possible flavour you could ever imagine. I was drawn to this coconut one as I've been enjoying the coconut latte that Costa Coffee's had on offer recently, but there was so many of these that I could have easily picked up. I was really drawn to this chocolate coconut macaroon one, and this one I very nearly purchased, but for the price of them as well, they were just £3.99 for such a big bottle. But it was at this point that I realised I'd been here long enough, so needed to make my way to the tills and head home. Okay, so I'm now back in the car. I don't know how much actual footage I got, I'll have to see when I edit it, but it was pretty slim pickings on the makeup front. I first of all walked around all the skincare and hair care and things and couldn't actually see any makeup, and then I did find the very small sort of island in the middle, which was very bare and contained a lot of open makeup and things. There just wasn't much at all. There wasn't any Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is usually something we see quite a lot of. There was just more random brands and a couple of pieces. So I did pick up a couple of things, but not an awful lot at all. So I will just show you on my lap now what I did actually pick up. But yeah, it's probably one of the most sort of unsuccessful trips to TK Maxx I've had in a long time. So the first thing I got was this Covergirl Clump Crusher Mascara. This is the green one. They did have the purple and the orange, as you will have seen. This one was £3.99 instead of, well, it doesn't say what the full price is, but I've never seen Covergirl here before in an actual physical shop. I did make sure that I got the shade Very Black, because if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you know I tried the Covergirl Exhibitionist mascara, but I ended up getting that in the shade Black Brown, so didn't really enjoy it. So to see what this one is like, I was tempted to get all 3 of them, honest, but I do have enough mascaras to be getting on with, so I thought I'd just get this one for now to see what it's like. I also picked up this brush from e.l.f. This is the powder brush, but it says it is for blush or powder or contouring. And I do have a blush brush which is from BH Cosmetics, which I'm really enjoying using, but is quite a big blush brush. When I'm going into the bigger pans of blush, it's a bit too much, so I did want something a bit smaller, and I think from what I've seen online of this one, it is a little bit smaller, and for £2.99 I thought it was worth a go. I also thought I would try this Missha Perfect Cover BB Cream. I went for the shade Bright Beige because it looks slightly lighter than the other one. Keen to see what this one's like. Sometimes I do like a bit of a lighter coverage, and I like that it's got the SPF 42 in it as well, so this might be handy when I go on holiday. This one was £6.99. I did not know we could even get this here in the UK, so keen to see what this one's like. Also picked up a pack of these Invisibobbles. These were £2.49. They don't work for my hair at all, they always get tangled, but I've recently found that they work very well for my daughter's hair. And then the final thing I picked up was a coffee syrup. So this is a coconut one. Sometimes get the Nescafe instant coffee sachets, and again I've tried the coconut latte one of them and it's really nice. So I was thinking, I do have a Tassimo at home which I tend to go between the vanilla or the caramel Costa coffee pods, and I thought I could just have this to stick in as well in case I wanted a bit of a change, and this whole bottle was only £3.99. The only thing I'm missing is that it's not got a pump on it, so we'll just have to kind of pour it in and hope it don't go overboard. But the good thing is, if I do like it and it does work for me, I know where to go now to get the syrups, because when I've seen them in the supermarkets, they've been smaller bottles and they've not had much variation of flavours, but they had so many variations. I nearly did grab a couple, but I thought this is going to last me long enough, I'll just go for this one for now. So that is all I picked up. I did spend £20 and 45 pence, which I don't think is too bad for what I picked up. That is it for today's video. If you did enjoy, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. Thanks.